How you're doing? Welcome back to Where Rams Walk. This is 20 minutes of reviewing the last 7 days of Derby County, and what a mad 7 days it's been. George says, incredible manager appointment. Close has really pulled this out of the hat. Welcome home, John. So Derby have finally announced John Eustace, but is he the right choice? And are the panel happy? We'll get their views on it in a second on Where Rams Walk. Plus, what's going on with Ebu Adams? Is he currently below his best? Fans have had their say on that. Who deserves to be promoted is our third segment. And towards the end, we're asking our Derby fans, what is the worst ever kit that Derby have performed in? Is it any of these, for example? We'll get your views on that in a second. Before we head on, if you could press the like button, that'd be great. We're trying to get to 100 likes on this particular video. That would be absolutely fantastic. My name is Mark. We do all 24 teams across the championship, and we're here with Luke, Peyton, Stace, and Kieran on Where Rams Walk to discuss. Oh, Luke, what has been a mad week for Derby? Where do we even begin to start with this? John Eustace is appointed. Give us your initial thoughts on that first.
Yeah, I was very, very happy getting John in. Like you say, he's been at the club before, knows the club, local as well. So, yeah, I was really, really happy. But the fairy tale was cut short, really. I mean, it was 20 minutes. It looked brilliant, but then I just went to pot, really. I mean, they scored a worldie. Then we just heads dropped like they normally do when we go 1-0 down. So, yeah, not the best start, but I'm really happy John's in.
We'll keep with the positives. Thanks, Luke, for a second. Stace, what's he going to give you that Warren didn't, do you think?
Championship know-how, I think. He's got more of an idea. Football should be more expansive as well. Yeah, I think we've been very limited. Just a very basic plan A of get the ball out to the wings as quickly as possible under Warren, and then get the ball into the box with no one in the box because we move the ball so quickly. We haven't given midfielders a chance to get in there. So I think we play for midfield a bit more, or at least I'd like to think that's the case, and get more players in the box, give us a better chance of scoring to start with.
Yeah. Kieran, the reaction from Blackburn fans has been incredibly toxic. You'll have seen, I mean, they've been in your social media tweets more than Derby have, things like this, and that was posted very quickly as soon as you lost to QPR. Why do you think Eustace has taken the deal? What do you think's in it for him? What's he been promised, do you think? Because the footballing world are scratching their heads at this.
I think I was watching his interviews and they asked him that question: why did you give up a squad who's in the playoffs for a squad in the relegation zone? And it was interesting because his answer basically referred to the project that David Klaus has clearly sold him in respect to where he wants to take the club. It's also really interesting because I think if you look at Blackburn from a transfer perspective, they've not utilized any of the funds they've made from the big sales they've made over the past few years. And so I think he saw that, and he saw what he was going to be given with and what he was going to be given at Derby. It might not be as inflated in respect to wages and transfer fees, but that was the right direction. So really interesting.
Okay. Peyton, do you think Derby will get to the Premier League before Blackburn will?
I think with the owners, especially like seeing as we've been very heavy on getting someone else in to invest in the club, and it looks like Blackburn aren't going to sell up any time soon, and it just seems really poorly run over at Blackburn. Like, I mean, beside Adam Forshaw, and he scored, but I mean, Adam Forshaw isn't exactly a progressive signing. I feel like with what we've done, even if we are to go down this season, I feel like we have more of a chance of getting up to the Premier League in the next 5 years than Blackburn do, just on like transfer business, and seems the way that the clubs are run.
Okay. I think a Rambler here is trying to get a song going. I'm not sure it's going to take off. We have Super Johnny Eustace, who's exactly what we need. Langus at the back, John Douglas in attack. Derby's going to the Premier League. I'm sure we'll try and get that started show at the Millwall game. And Oscar was his welcome home, my boy. Ashton, it didn't start all too well then, as Luke was mentioning. What went wrong against QPR?
Well, I think for the first 20 minutes we looked pretty lively, trying something new. But I think we just kind of, I mean, under Paul Warne, we'd either lose 1-0 or draw. And obviously, Friday night, we lost 4-0. I just feel as if it was a case of new tactics, new routines. And I think it just ended up just basically being the downfall of us, really. But yeah, I mean, Eustace he's got a week on the training ground now to try and implement into the players how he wants to play, what he wants to do. But I think that's a difference. I think the team we've got now in the tactics and the formation we was playing was a lot better suited for Warne. And I think we basically just come exposed on Friday night, and that's what ended up being the big loss.
Yeah, understandable. Didn't stop people having a go though, Luke. Unfortunately, Stefan says, "I've said it ages ago. These players are more to blame for this than Warne. The statement we're a League One side with a sprinkle of sugar on top was absolutely bang on. Nothing will change while we keep starting players like Osborne, NML, Jackson, Harness, and bringing on Barkos and etc." Do you agree, Luke? Is it the players now that people can see more than Paul Warne?
Yeah, I think it's a mix of both, really. Like you say, Paul, the tactics weren't great under Paul, but like you say, sometimes the players just don't look like they're working hard enough. Like you say, I think we've got just enough to stay up, but I think Paul, he brought the best out of some players, but yeah, I think like Mendes Lang this season is just it's been completely different to what he was in League One. He just doesn't look like he wants to work hard enough.
Yeah. Reece says, "I'd like to apologise to Paul Warne. This lot are useless." One player in particular, Stace, that's coming for criticism this week is Ebu Adams, who, to be fair to him, has been probably with the carrying that midfield for most of the season. But what's going on with him for you?
It's a tricky one, really. He's not a ball player, is he? He's a destructive player and plays it simple. But he certainly on Friday night he didn't have anyone else in midfield with him. Osborne went missing. Mendes Lang went missing. There was no one really there to support. He felt like he was fighting fires on his own. So I think it's a bit harsh. He's not going to be the player that's going to be playing the spraying those 40-yard passes around to players and stuff like that. He is get it and give it sort of player. And so his first name on the team sheet, as far as I'm concerned, probably should be captain. But, yeah.
Cheers for that. Anthony says, Ebou has been below his best since Christmas. Kieran. James says, Ebou's probably knackered after holding our midfield together all season. Far more players need calling out before this man. Do you agree, Kieran?
Oh, yeah, 100%. He's been fantastic. He's been a real rock all season. And, I think he's class. I think what's difficult for him, especially I've seen it this week, especially against QPR, is he fitted Paul Warne's system really well. Now, he's going to have to work with Eustace because I don't think Eustace is going to play the same way Paul Warne did. And I don't think he's going to be able to play that role as he previously did. So I think he's going to struggle initially, but he's a fantastic player. He's not meant to be almost a creative player. He's meant to protect the defensive side of the team. So once he's able to get used to that, he'll be fine. But I no way. He should be captain. Yeah,
100%. Peyton, I was surprised at how many people wanted to call him out of the game. Adams Paul on the ball at the moment. First Mega says Adams has done okay this season, but I think as the season has gone on, he looks more and more like a League One player because he lacks technical ability. Are you having that, Peyton?
Weren't we on it like a month ago saying, he's like one of the best defensive midfielders in the league? Like he has the most tackles and interceptions, probably still by a country mile. Like I don't think anything as this season stated that he's a League One player. Like no, he can't really pass the ball, and he's not exactly like Xavi in midfield. But you don't have a complete team without a player like Ebou who does all the hard work, not any of the nice stuff. He gets into the horrible tackles. And with him and hopefully David Ozo being back fit and under a Eustace team playing a more Eustace formation, hopefully coming into the Millwall game with more time to develop like his imprint on the team, Ebou's going to shine even more because he's going to be there to just sweep up, give the ball on to someone like David Ozo, who can then spray the ball to the midfield or out to the wings. And I feel like Ebou will just slot into that team perfectly, and I think it will shut a lot of people up, hopefully.
Okay. All right, then. Like you said, Ashton, he's got a week on the training field this week with them with no midweek game. Millwall have got a midweek game, though, which should help you guys because that's your next opponent on Saturday. What would you like to see in the starting lineup against Millwall that perhaps we didn't see against QPR? What do you think he's going to do?
I mean, it sort of all depends who's sort of fit and ready to go. I don't think the team selection was too bad on Friday. But again, I'd love to see Ozo back into the team. But yeah, it's just one of them. It's sort of, I feel like Jerry Yates and Selverson both play well together, sort of when they're more further forward. But it's again, it all boils down to injuries. I mean, it's like if John Eustace's team sort of the way he wants to play, I'd like to see probably maybe Joe Ward and Barkhazen getting a few more minutes because I feel like they might benefit a little bit more from that sort of formation style of play that he wants to play. So yeah, it's just a case of injuries once again, really.
Okay. Yeah, it's a funny game this, Luke, against Millwall because they went to Plymouth and conceded 5. They're one of these teams that are far better at home than they are away. But I mean, does this become a must win given how many games are left and the run in?
Yeah, it's getting to that end of the season now where, like John said, we've got 13 more cup finals now. We've just, like I say, we've just got a grit of teeth and just. I would say it's pretty a must-win. Like I say, 1 win away all season. Not great away from home, but yeah, I think it's 100% a must-win.
Okay, all right. Let us know in the comments then who you would start in that crunch game against Millwall. We'll see how many of you are correct. Thank you all of that for that. Coming up then in the next couple of weeks, we are predicting who's going to go down and the playoffs, and we're also having a look at League One as well. We're having a look this week though. Stays at the top 4. There's lots of fallouts at the moment. Not that you could care less about it, given your predicament between the top 4. But I want to ask you, as a Derby fan, you've obviously travelled the country watching all the games, so you're well positioned here to comment on it. Who deserves to be promoted in your view of the 4 at the top?
I think on pure footballing ability and the way they play, leads the team in the division, aren't they? They head and shoulders above everyone else. They're easily the best team we've played home and away. Burnley might be really boring to watch going forward, but that many clean sheets, you win things on defences, don't you? So I'll take 10 clean sheets on the bounce now to to get us towards the end of the season. So I'd probably go Leeds and Burnley, to be fair. Which time for Sheffield United? I don't think they got much time for us, and I didn't really rate Sunderland when they came to our place.
I can't believe a Derby fan said Leeds.
I know, I feel ill. I'm not going to lie, but they are head and shoulders above everyone else.
Okay, Kieran, who deserves to go up? You look at all the stats.
Unfortunately, Leeds, but I'm glad. I don't mind Leeds going up because they'll just get beaten every week in the Premiership anyway, so that works for me. I don't like Chrissy Wilder, and I think Burnley are so boring. So I wouldn't mind Sunderland going up. I think they play quite attractive football. I like them. Good crowd, and it'd be nice to see Newcastle and Sunderland in the Premiership again. But yeah, I think it would be that top 2 that's current now: Sheffield United and Leeds going up.
Okay, Peyton.
Yeah, I think I agree with the boring statements. Burnley really aren't an interesting team to. It's 1-0 wins every week, isn't it? So, and then Leeds are good, but it's just Leeds, isn't it? I think Leeds will get the playoffs. Hopefully, Sunderland get seconds, and Sheffield United run away with it. I think at this point.
There we go. That's a true Derby fan. Peyton was waiting for that. Ashton, you're not having Leeds going up, are you?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree as well. I think definitely Leeds. Get them out of the way for when we survive this season and big promotion push for next season. But no, I think probably Leeds and Sunderland, I think, out of the two. Burnley, I mean, yeah, like you say, boring. I kind of, with a bit of the Twitter banter, I just feel like they're a bit more of a bigger club than they actually are. I'd much rather see probably West Brom get in there eventually and get up, or maybe even Coventry, because I think they're the ones that are going to push on and maybe secure that playoff place at Wembley and do it.
And Luke, finish this off.
Yeah, I think Sheffield United will run away with it. I really would see Sunderland nip into second, because I think they've been. I didn't see this season coming from at all. They've got a young squad, got fantastic players, good recruitment, great fans. Yeah, I'd love to see Sunderland nip it. So I reckon it'll be Sheffield United and Sunderland do pinch it top two.
There we go. Fantastic. Right. Thank you very much for that. Last on today's order then is, of course, we're looking at the worst ever shirts, which for me, Peyton, you're already wearing. Do you like that? The was it mint green? Is we allowed to call it?
I love this kit. It's great. I mean, there's a couple of other ones that we've got that aren't as nice.
Yeah. But... Okay. Anyone any mentions forward for the worst ever kit?
Got to be the
away kit for me. Didn't like it. Dark blue with a little light blue.
Oh, okay.
For me, it's got to be the Buy Mobiles net kit we had, and it just pictures Connor Salmon in it, and it just ruins it totally for them.
Well,
I've got a rogue shout. So a lot of people liked it, I think, but the 13-14 third kit, the Thunderbirds kit.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
I did not like that at all.
No.
There's a third kit we had. I think it was 17-18, that black one with the pink stripe at the top. We wore it once all season. I think we lost 3-0 in it and didn't wear it at all.
Yeah, I didn't wear it again.
Let's have a look at some that we... Oops, that's the wrong button. Sorry, that's the one I want. I'm not sure about those ones. What about this one? Where's this from?
That's the admin season. I've got that shirt as well. It's the only other Derby shirt I own.
Yeah, it doesn't scream Derby County, does it, for us? We have this. I mean, this one.
That's a classic.
I quite like
that's a quality shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. I think. I mean, come on. I'm kind of this one.
That one.
That Bombardier is awful. That is.
Yeah, that one on the right is awful. The one on the left's not awful. I could wear that.
Okay.
I like both of them, to be fair.
You're all soft, right? We're not getting you budge. Let us know in the comments what is the worst Derby shirt as well. Right. Thank you very much, you five. Thank you very much, of course, for watching. Do drop us a like and subscribe if you haven't yet done so already. Good luck against Millwall, and we'll review all of that coming back here 7 days' time. Thank you very much for watching.